This is part of Southeast Asia. And this is the map that shows the loss of productive land in the future. In about 50 years, large parts of these areas will suffer severe flooding. Extensive coastal lowland areas in Kalimantan will become useless. In Sarawak as well, and also in Sumatra. This will not happen because of an earthquake or a tsunami. It's because of drainage. The Southeast Asian landscape consists of mountains, tropical rainforests, lowland peat swamps, and plantations. More and more, the peat swamps are deforested. Peat swamp forests make place for plantations, pulpwood, and mainly palm oil. To produce pulpwood or palm oil, the water level in the swamps has to be decreased by drainage. Because of this drainage, the organic peat soil will dry out, become sensitive for fires, and burn. To establish plantations, the natural forest is removed and drainage canals are dug to get rid of the water. As soon as the water is removed, the drained organic material will be broken down and is released to the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, CO2, thus contributing to climate change. Loss of water and soil carbon causes the peatland to subside by 3 to 5 centimeters per year. This makes the landscape increasingly vulnerable for flooding during the wet season. Every dry period, the oxidation will continue and the soil levels will become lower and lower, resulting in regular and prolonged floods after rain. Over a period of decades to half a century, the landscape will subside to levels at which drainage becomes impossible, and the entire area will be flooded. Cultivation of oil palm and other plantation crops will be impossible. The land will be left barren and unproductive, and flooded for long periods of time. Within half a century, Sarawak will lose productive land along 400 kilometers of coastline. The sea will intrude, and the peatlands will be flooded up to 50 kilometers inland. Also, Kalimantan will lose thousands of square kilometers of productive land. The same will happen in Sumatra. Villages and plantations will increasingly suffer from floods. People will lose their jobs and livelihoods. What can be done to prevent this disaster? The drainage of the peat swamps has to be stopped. Dams have to be constructed in order to restore the water level. Instead of pulp or palm oil plantations, other kinds of land use have to be introduced. There are hundreds of local swamp species that can be cultivated to produce commercially attractive products without drainage. This way, the peat soils can be preserved and subsidence can be stopped and flooding prevented. With these innovative wetland use practices, there will be a future for next generations.